Hey y'all, it's Alicia and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hoplop. And I'm so sorry y'all for the inconsistencies in the last little bit. I just wanted to do a catch-up video just to explain. It's interesting. I have family members that are super private, super duper private. So I couldn't really share outright with you some of what's been going on with us the last week. But what you do know is that both the hubby and I were worried that we had contracted COVID. And so we put ourselves into lockdown. And I keep calling it a PCR test. It's a PSR test. There are two types of tests you can get for COVID. You can get a rapid test, but they have a lot of false negatives. And what we've read is that they're not very accurate. And then there's a PSR test, and that takes anywhere from 2 to 5 days to get back. I know my sister-in-law was waiting for like 5 or 8 days. It depends on the state, but here they get them back pretty quickly. So because the hubby came down with a cold, and I also had some cold-like symptoms, we were concerned that we were positive. We were really worried. Now, we got very lucky. It didn't blossom into a fever or anything else, but we did want to make sure that we were being responsible. And so we haven't left the place, y'all. It was a full quarantine. Just because until we got back the results and until we were sure we were cleared, we didn't want to expose anyone else. Listen, we never leave our apartment without wearing 2 masks. So according to the doctors, that would protect everybody. But I feel like every day the information on the mask situation changes. And so the responsible thing to do was just to stay home and not leave until we got a negative result. And if it was positive, then to wait till we were not symptomatic and we had a clear PSR. Thankfully, y'all, we do not have COVID. We're very blessed. Unfortunately, members of our family do. And so it's been a really trying 10-day period, and I know that we're not alone. I want to say that to you. It's not like our situation is unique or any more special. I think that there is very few of us that have not been touched by COVID. We've had friends with COVID. Marcy has been living with COVID and the aftermath of COVID for months now, right? Carrie Martin survived COVID and kept her family safe. How many people in our community, Donna's children, MJ's children, everyone we know has been touched by this in some capacity or another. Jelly Bean's son. As the days go on and the numbers get higher and higher, more and more of our families are being affected, and ours is not exempt. Because my family and my husband's family is more private, we couldn't come on here and share with you what was going on. All I can tell you is it's been a nerve-wracking period, really nerve-wracking. And we had one night where we didn't sleep because it was so scary. It was so scary. It happened to be the same night as Tammy went into the hospital, Tammy green tea, and the same night that Kathy's mom came out of surgery successfully. And I so wanted to make a video saying thank goodness for Kathy. Thank goodness, because she texted me to let me know, and I wanted to share it with y'all. But at the same moment that happened, Tammy was being rushed by ambulance to the hospital, and our own families were having a crisis. So it's just been a very challenging week, and we've been emotionally exhausted, and we've been physically exhausted from not sleeping. We've actually not had a good night's sleep in almost 5 days. And then last night, which was our first night of feeling like finally we're going to get sleep, at 4 a.m. our carbon monoxide alarm went off. Yeah. So we got up, and we don't know what was causing it, but we opened all the windows. It was scary, and it was hard for us to go back to sleep. I'm sharing this with you now because I feel like there isn't one family who isn't touched by this. And so while none of these are my stories to share, and I can't tell you in detail, what I can tell you is our family is no different than other families. We are all worrying. We are all worrying and nervous, and we're scared for our friends, and we're scared for our family. I am going to ask that you keep Marcy in your prayers. Her family, someone in her family, it is not COVID related, is quite sick and could use our prayers, y'all. Green tea, Tammy, unfortunately, it is COVID related, and we all know that she's susceptible from immunity, from kidney issues, from lung transplants, from autoimmune disease. And, she's been sleeping a lot and trying to keep everybody updated, but please keep her in your prayers and in your thoughts. Our one piece of great news is that Kathy's mom has come through yet another surgery. This lady is a fighter, y'all, a fighter like no one's business. No one's business. And I said to Kathy, your mom is one tough lady, and that's for sure. But y'all, Kathy is really going through a hard time, And those of you who are friends with her know Kathy's a super private person. So I needed her permission to share some stuff with you because it wasn't my story to tell y'all. But Kathy's very worried. The recovery for this accident, it was a head-on collision. We are so lucky that this lady has survived. And she has survived multiple surgeries since the accident. But the recovery, y'all, we're looking at like anywhere from 8 to 12 months. And it's going to be expensive because she's going to need therapy and she's going to need equipment. So Kathy did put up a fundraiser on Facebook and she didn't share it on YouTube. So I had to say, Kathy, how would you feel if I shared it? And she thought about it for a day. And then she said, okay, Alicia, okay. So I'm going to let you know that they have created a fund for her mom to help her with these expenses because Kathy doesn't know how they're going to cover off all the equipment she's going to need. So I'm going to put a link to that Facebook down below. It's important. If you can find it in your heart over the next few months, Kathy's all too aware that we are all stretched from COVID. We are all stretched from the holidays. It doesn't have to be today, folks. Anything that you can do to help in January and February will be another step closer for her mom getting well. So I am going to put a link to that for you down below. Make sure that if you can support Kathy, please do. The other thing is send Kathy a card, y'all. Send Kathy a card because she's going to need so much love over the next few months. She truly is. Finally, Glenda Arwood did give me permission, as I told you all about a week ago, to share her address. And it's not that Glenda's sick, y'all. It's her husband. And we're very lucky he's alive. We are truly lucky he's alive. And Glenda is such a lovely, supportive member of our community. And I know she's going to need our love and support in the months ahead, just as Elsa Cleary is. So, especially if you're friends with Glenda, reach out to her. But even if you're not and you make handmade cards, please contact me and I'll give you Glenda's address. I want to support her through this. This is a tough time for everybody. So our house has fallen apart the last week because we've been exhausted and not sleeping. I haven't touched Santa's workshop. We haven't gone to the post office. Our family had to take priority, and it still does. So if I'm behind y'all, I apologize. It's solely because this is a crisis, and I know you understand that. But when I couldn't sleep, here's what I've been working on. I did make a bunch of beautiful hot cocoa packages for subscribers. I have not yet built the dangles because y'all know that takes me forever. Look how cute this one is. That's Maggie Holmes trim on my favorite shred trim. I did this one for a different subscriber this is her kind of vibe. And then I did this one for my friend who likes pink and gold together. I actually have two friends that like pink and gold together. This one is for a different subscriber who I think will really like this. This reminds me of like vintage 1970s paper that we used to get in Canada. So this made me think of someone. This one is another pink and gold, really cute, very pastel. And if you notice, I used that 3D stuff I told you guys about. It's really good. And then from this one, I added some toasted gold accents. But on some of the others, I did a overlay stamp and then added some red stickles. This is for a different subscriber. They came out so great, y'all. I've actually been turning them into shape tags for people too. And then this one is actually navy blue and pink because I do have one friend who likes that combo, but in the end it looked more green. So it's interesting. I'm gonna have to decide who I send that to. And then this one, you can all guess who this is going to be going to when it's finished because of the colors. Although I have a couple of people on here who love Tiffany. So I have been crafting while not sleeping, but really it's just the family's been the priority this week and it's been exhausting. The day after our first night of not sleeping, I had a massive flare-up because of the not sleeping. And I basically was so unwell all day that I got so little done. So forgive us, it's not that I don't want to make videos. It's that sometimes my spirit was a little low, y'all. Fraught with worry. I've got friends in the hospital with COVID. I've got family members fighting COVID. And a couple of the nights were so scary. So I want to stress again, and I know you're tired of hearing it, please wear a mask. Wear 2 masks. That's what my doctor says. Wear 2 masks. Socially distance. I will say here in Florida, I'm very proud of people. There's been a radical shift since Thanksgiving. I told y'all, it's a crapshoot here on mask wearing, but not lately. Even people taking a walk down the street are wearing masks. And I'm proud of everybody for paying attention to the numbers. Please stay safe. And if, like us, you're concerned that you've been exposed or you have a symptom, stay home for the full quarantine like we did. Because, even though we got the PSR, I'm going to say this, a lot of the results are negative. Tammy's husband didn't test positive at first. Just remember that. Your bubble can be infiltrated. These tests are only 95% accurate, the PSR. That means there's 5%, 5 people who will get a false negative. So we stayed in for the full quarantine because just in case, to be uber responsible. And that's the way we're going to stop the spread, y'all. We're hoping to get ourselves together in the next day or two and get to the post office. Forgive us, we know lots of stuff is late, but family crisis has to take priority. But I feel like we're back. We have an unholy mess to clean up and lots of things to do, and we want to decorate, and we haven't had a chance to do that. I so appreciate the husband. He's been super supportive during this. He actually has gone out looking for decorations because I haven't had a chance to do that because of the quarantine for COVID. So hopefully this place will become something of a holiday celebration. He also very sweetly ordered me this, which is like a halo system for my videos. Now, you can see I'm still using the old mic. He ordered me a fancy mic and we cannot get it to work. We've tried with tech support, so we have sent it back and ordered me a different one, which hopefully will arrive. I don't know if it arrives tomorrow or the day after. Until then, forgive the wonky sound. And sometimes there won't be sound, just because that's how this is working. But we are working on correcting the technical problems, and thanks for bearing with me through this all. I'm hoping for you a very happy, healthy, and creative day. I just wanted to be transparent about what's happening. And I want to announce we're going to do a live this Sunday. So many subscribers have said, Leash, we really missed the live. So it'll be Sunday at 5 p.m., y'all. Sunday at 5 p.m. Thank you all so very much for joining me and being patient as our family battles COVID. And just sending out healthy and happy wishes. This holiday season reminds us what's important. Family, the people we care about, that's what's important, y'all. That's what's important. All right, y'all. I'll see you later today because I do have a ton of mail. And so I told you our carrier has COVID, so they haven't replaced her yet. So we are getting our mail every 2 or 3 days. But when it comes in a lot. So I have a bunch of mail to share, and I'll be starting to do that later today. Thanks so much. And again, if I'm not on for a day or two, it's either my health has suffered or we have increased crisis with our family members living with COVID. All right, y'all. Take real good care, and I'll see you later today. Bye for now.